Hi, I'm Drew. I'm the exec chef slash owner of Salted and Hung, a restaurant doing modern Australian in Purvis Street. Here we specialize in charcuterie and grills and making everything by hand, making everything ourselves and doing everything in-house. Singapore is one of my favorite food countries. Like from hawker center to high end, you've got everything. Like it's one of the best food countries in the world. Like it's up there with Australia, Tokyo, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm stoked to be able to have a restaurant here in Singapore. What we try to do in Salted and Hung is use my experiences to focus on the menu. So we don't pigeonhole using only Australian produce. I have a love for Japanese ingredients, so I use them. We use our local influence as well, so we have char siu and exo on the menu and stuff like that. So the great thing about being immersed in a culture like this is I get to use my experiences from day to day to make dishes in the restaurant.
So I'm Dave Pint from Burnt Ends in Singapore. We've been operating almost 5 years and we're basically a simple barbecue restaurant in Chinatown in Singapore. The amazing thing about Singapore is that you've got 5.5 million people all within 20 minutes of your restaurant, which for almost anywhere in the world, that's extremely unique. And it offers a lot of potential customers to your restaurant and for doing business. Opening a restaurant anywhere is pretty difficult, but some of the big challenges in Singapore was indent ordering, which is basically ordering like 5, 6, 7 days in advance for produce that has to come from overseas. So that was one of the biggest challenges, and then also the language barriers. So it's not just Mandarin, it's also Malaysian that you have to learn how to speak or be able to converse in or understand, to be able to deal with the different people that just what we feel like eating. And being in Singapore, not only do we have such a vast array of different cultures and different foods that you get just here in Singapore, but we've got access to international countries, Japan, Hong Kong, Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, all on our doorstep. Well, I think there's just such a good dining population. I mean, to be able to draw on so many people, we only need between 30 and 50 people a night to make our business run. So having that, like such a population to draw from, we're able to follow what our heart and do what we think is tasty and what we like eating, and hopefully that translates to the guests that want to come and dine with us.
So my name's Peter. I've been in Singapore for now 10 years. I'm 34. I came here when I was 24. Originally I came to Singapore, it was meant to be a 1-year visit, 1-year stopover and sort of a first step, so to speak, into the rest of the world, the rest of Asia. But for one reason or another, some good opportunities came up, and here I am 10 years later, still in Singapore. It's different. I mean, when I came here 10 years ago, to be honest, the market was very boring. Everyone was doing the same food around town. They were using the same product. I mean, in 2008 was when the 2 casinos were going up, so the foundation was there. I think they were built not long after that. But what that did, it opened a lot of influx of what I found expat chefs came into town around that time, and it helped broaden the market in terms of adding something different to the scene. But I think a part of the way the market developed was diners became more adventurous. The first year I was here, all my food was too salty, it was too sweet, too sour. Because when I came from Australia, my food was what they term in Australia very modern Australian. So it's got a lot of Asian influence, Thai influence in there, some Middle Eastern influence. So there's a lot of, I hate the word fusion, but that influence in there was reflective in my cooking at the time. So there's a lot of different flavor profiles, particularly with sweet, sour, salty, etc. And I struggled in terms of getting the balance right with things that I knew that worked back in Australia, but they just weren't received well on people's palates here. So again, it took me a good 6 months to a year to really work it out and nail it down, that balance.